Alright, so if you're just coming from my last video, that means you want to learn how to tie a bowline knot. Also known as a rescue knot. I think some people call it that because it's used to rescue people. So what you're going to want some sort of cordage, right? This is, I don't think this is 550 cord. I think it's like 1110 cord or something stupid. I think this orange cord from the last video is 550 cord. It's from Walmart either way, so it's probably 7 cord, referring to how many pounds it can hold. So you're gonna want your cord right now. Now the bowline knot, if you're new to knots, might be easy to confuse it with a slip knot, which to do a slip knot, you basically tie a knot onto your standing end. And it's kind of like that, and you tie that tight. And the slip knot is great because when you pull on this end, the knot tightens, and then you can also make it go away. Now there are some instances where you're gonna want to tie a knot where you keep your loop the same size. And so to do that, you're going to take your standing end, going to loop it over like that, right? So you got this piece behind it, this piece in front of it. And you're going to take your running end, and what do? I think it goes up under it. So how I think of it is, so the side that's going just do what I do, alright? So your standing end, bring this over top of it and make a loop. And this is going from behind. You're going from behind, you're going up and then over. So it's kind of like that. Black is probably the worst freaking color to have used for this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around the back, and then you're going back in the front. So it's kind of like you got this loop there, and then you just cinch that down tight, and this ain't going nowhere. A bowline is great. If you're trying to tie a ridge line, I'll tie a bowline on one tree, and then I'll go over to the other tree and I'll do a wireman's knot, because that's what I'm familiar with. You could also do a figure 8 or a trucker's hitch. You know, basically same to get your ridge line tight. I'm going to show you another practical application for the bowline. So pretend Mr. TV remote needs to be saved. So I'm going to tie a bowline. Watch how quick I can do it. So it goes over, and this goes from behind, and it goes around that, and it goes back down through it. Bowline. So now we're gonna rescue the TV remote. I may have tied this too big. Hang on, Mr. Hey, hang on. Maybe I need to save him from. Well, if he had arms, hang on. This is his arms. So, Mr. TV remote, you're being saved. And then he'd grab onto it like this, and he's grabbing it. He's got it. And now we're gonna pull him up. Woo, woo, Mr. TV remote. Don't try this at home with paracord, because you'll probably cut whoever you're trying to pick up. I would use a bigger gauge of rope. So now we're going to tie a backwards bowline, because I want to test myself, right? So you'll notice, right, before I was doing it like that, so that our running end goes over on top. of our standing end, I'm going to do it backwards. So now, if you'll notice, the running end's behind the standing end. So from my understanding, you want to come from the same end that's going in, and you want to go around it and come down. And that should be a bowline. Fuck yeah, dude, that's a bowline. Bowlines are great because they don't slip under load. They're just fucking great, and they're non-binding. So no matter how much you pull on it, pulling your mother, pulling your auntie, whatever, you can always loosen it up by they say by pushing on the elbow. I don't know what that means, pushing on the elbow. So so one more time for the people in the back of the class, right? Bowline. Let's make a small little baby bowline. Okay, so you make a loop, right? Get this out of the way because it's black. All right, get it. All right, and then you're gonna take your running line. You gotta feed it from behind, and then you're gonna go around this guy, and then you're gonna throw it down. And that's a little baby bowline. Now, you might think, can I use a bowline to tie my TV remote to my nightstand? And I'd say, that's a great idea, because everyone's always losing their TV remote. And my answer to that is I wouldn't recommend a bowline. Bowlines are made for fairly critical applications. This isn't really a critical application. No one's going to be yanking on this in any way where they're going to lose the cord or the remote's going to go flying. You can always just tie it back together. So here's what it would look like if I tied a bowline around this. If I can fucking tie a bowline. So you're going to do that. Then you're going to go from behind and you're going to go around. And right here, I have, it's very difficult to adjust the size of the bowline once I have it tied. And it's very easy to overtie your bowline. So I would recommend tying a hangman's knot for your remote, or you could do a simple slip knot if you're a square. So let's start with a simple slip knot. Slip knot. And you could set your remote in there. Tighten it down. Boom. And now your remote's not going anywhere. And basically just do the same thing around the leg of your nightstand. Now, why do I prefer a hangman's knot to a square knot or to a slip knot? Basically because it looks cooler. So how do you tie the hangman's knot? So you kind of want to give yourself a bunch of slack because you're really bad at this. And then kind of do this thing, right? So it's like you got 3 bundles, and you're just gonna, you've all seen one of these before, you can do that, and then and tighten that down. And boom, you have the basis for your hangman's knot. And you can set your remote in there and make it pay for its crimes. There you go. So this is my preferred method because anyone that comes over your house and wants to see your remote, they'll be like, oh wow, that looks like such an impressive knot. It looks so sturdy and tight. And you'll be like, yep. And then you guys can turn on Young Sheldon or Squid Game or The Walking Dead, perhaps. Maybe South Park, Family Guy. What else is there? The Simpsons. Dr. Paul. The National Fishing League tournament. You can turn on official Duck Studios, Markiplier, whatever you want, really. Smart TVs, you can watch just about anything. And throw a DVD player in there, and you know, you're pretty set. That's about it. Tune in next time for what am I gonna do next time? Tune in next time for how to make how to tune in next time for fuck. What are you gonna tune in next time for? You're gonna tune in next time for a taste test of freeze-dried camping meals. Tune in next time. I have spaghetti and meat sauce, chicken teriyaki, and fettuccine alfredo. Tune in next time, and we're gonna try those. Or maybe how to purify water. Then I have to go find dirty water for that. Tune in next time. For how to tune in next time and find out why you're tuning in. This is Sassafras Official. Keep it real. Wah, 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 wah. I don't know. I really just fucking tied a noose around my remote.